How you going, all you beautiful people? Welcome back. It's good to see you again. And if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. In this video, I'm going to talk about what's even the point of non-duality. I'm living in the real world. I've got bills. I've got health problems. I've got mental problems. I've got a lot of problems. Advaita, aka non-duality, doesn't dismiss these problems. These teachings aren't a way to ignore your problems. What some teachers fail to teach, I've noticed, is there is oneness. They talk about oneness a lot, but they don't address the three levels of reality that they teach in Advaita. Advaita always talks about there are three levels of reality. The ultimate level of reality, in blue, I made this little illustration. They talk about oneness a lot, and there's a reason for that. But they also acknowledge there is a relative level of reality, a transactional level of reality that we're in right now, that this conversation is taking place. They also acknowledge an imagined level of reality in red. Imagined level of reality is basically when you're sitting there daydreaming up your own reality in your head, or especially in dreams, you're dreaming up a world. It's very private, very subjective, but it is a reality. When you're in the dream, you feel like it's real. But we'll ignore that one for now. Let's focus on these bottom two, the oneness and the apparent duality. If you've got financial problems, health problems, psychological problems, seek help. I'm not saying anything new. See a financial advisor, see a doctor. These problems that we apparently have need apparent solutions. You can't run to oneness. You can't escape to oneness. This is what a lot of teachers I've noticed can sometimes do. They take it to the highest point. It's all one, it's all one. It is all one, but you need to also acknowledge each level of reality. And you might be saying, again, what's the point of this non-duality? Yeah, it's all one, but how does that solve my problems? Because what it's basically doing is, deep down within our core, since our birth, we feel separate. In our subconscious, we deeply feel separate, cut off from this world. What we hold in our subconscious guides our thinking and actions. If we feel separate, in the deepest sense of our being, we're going to feel fear. There is fear because of the other. What these teachings are trying to do is drive the point home, oneness, oneness, oneness. And you might say, yeah, but before I thought it was separate, it appeared separate. Now you're telling me it's one, it still appears separate. Well, it's like a child looking at a sunset. When you're a kid, you think the sun is setting until you get a bit older and they say, the sun isn't setting, it's just the earth tilting backwards. Once you've got that knowledge that the sun really isn't setting, it's just the earth tilting backwards, what does it look like still? It still looks like the sun is setting, even though you know better now. Why am I mentioning this? Because before non-duality, the world appears separate. When you understand the teachings of non-duality, you realize it still appears separate, just like it did before, but you know the reality. Deep down, you know it is just appearing separate. It never really is separate. And again, what is the point of this? How does this fix my bills? How does this fix my health? Like I said before, if you've got problems in this transactional level, you need transactional solutions. But what does this teaching do over time? This feeling of oneness, once understood and integrated into your being, instead of operating from fear in your subconscious, it'll operate from love. What is love? The absence of separation. All your actions slowly over time will be guided through love. And what does that mean? You want me to hug strangers? You want me to help everyone? No, but love is expressed in different forms. Another way to look at this is, you have loved ones in your life, I'm assuming, and they let you down sometimes. They disappoint you. They annoy the crap out of you, but you still love them. What this teaching will do is realize, just like you feel one with your loved ones, even though they annoy the crap out of you, you love them, you'll start feeling one with all of reality, while still maintaining the social conventions of reality. In other words, when you see a stranger, you're not going to hug them, but you're not going to be mean to them. Deep down, you know, me and this person shares the same reality. I'm going to be nice to them. What I'm trying to say is you interact with reality out of love, in the sense of you're going to show more love, understanding, compassion, empathy, all these things that arise out of the feeling of love at its root. You're going to interact with strangers in a pleasant manner. You're not going to try to hurt them. You're going to try to help them. Again, because they're a stranger, you're not going to go hug them. You're not going to pretend to be their best mate. We've got to have common sense. But like I said, all these teachings are trying to show you is Deep down, all your actions are guided by a sense of fear because you really believe you're separate. They're showing you at your core you're not separate. This is like a big lucid dream. There is the one mind appearing separate. It shows you to look beyond appearance and see the reality. And again, what is that going to do? Are you going to become so much more healthier and rich and all your problems going to go away? No, you still need to face your problems, but it's going to come from a place of oneness, love, understanding, acceptance, realizing your infinite, eternal nature. It's also going to take you from that feeling of, I'm just insignificant. I was born, I'm going to die, I'm nothing. You feel like you're appearing in the world. It ultimately makes you realize the world is appearing in you, not you, the egoic self, but the essence of what you are. I hope I'm explaining this correctly. I hope it's getting through. This is very subtle, but what I'm trying to clear up in this video is non-duality isn't a fix-all for your problems. It isn't an anesthetic. It's about realizing oneness, constantly keeping it on your mind, and slowly over time, it is absorbed into your very being. And then all your actions are guided from love. And over time, you're going to feel more open, calm, peaceful, and confident. And when you do start feeling like that, there's so many things that will change in life, in the sense of you won't be desiring the world so much. Instead of going, I want it to be this way for happiness, you'll be like, I prefer it to be this way. You'll be more understanding. Instead of yelling at people, getting angry, you'll realize this is another version of me. How can I handle this scenario in a calm manner? They're angry because they're hurting. Most of the time, people that are angry, they're hurting in some way, or they feel like they don't have control. They're out of control. So why battle with them? Why not just keep your tone calm? Show them love, show them compassion. Pretend like they're a family member, whether they are or not. They could be a stranger. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to say, you get this vibe of love, and you get this vibe of, I don't need the world for my happiness. I am the source of happiness. Every time I'm desiring, it's creating agitation in my mind, so you stop desiring. So I hope all this made sense. It's just a little bit of a rant, but what I'm trying to say is, these teachings aren't meant to fix all your problems. If you've got problems in this transactional reality, they need transactional reality solutions. But this oneness, once it's absorbed, once you understand what I'm saying, it makes all the difference. It makes life so much more peaceful while still appearing as it did, separate, limited. But you see beyond appearance and you see everyone at their core. You see the infinite in you, which means you see the infinite in everyone. You see the divinity in you, which means you see the divinity in everyone. Whatever you think about yourself, that's what you experience. When you feel limited, everyone's limited, is what I'm trying to say. So I hope this little rant helped, and I'll see you again in the next video. And until then, take care of yourselves, hey?